Welcome to this month's roundup of news and polls and analysis from Ipsos MORI. This month we've looked again at populism and found that the populist tide may be receding. The proportion of us who think that traditional parties don't just care about us, the proportion who think that the economy is rigged for the rich and powerful, have both fallen in Britain and across the world over the last few years. Still majority view, but the populist tide is receding slightly, perhaps because concern about the economy and unemployment globally has now been falling month on month for the last few years, and is now not the number one problem in the world anymore. Instead, of course, it's political corruption, which is pretty enduring. Back home, of course, the number one concern this month remains Brexit, and we're more worried about it than ever, and as perhaps we should be, given that negotiations are now on a knife edge. 44% of us this month, in a survey we did with King's College London, have found that we just don't expect to get a deal at all, and only 29% think Mrs May is going to be successful, which is perhaps some level of pessimism that may be justified. The pessimism continues when we look at what Britons think will happen to their personal finances as a result of Brexit. Only 14% of us think we're going to be better off, and the proportion who think we're going to be worse off has risen to 31%. So we're not at all optimistic about Brexit, and we're not at all optimistic about what it means for the NHS. 34% think it means that the quality of NHS services is actually going to fall, perhaps because of staffing issues. So some real challenges as we go through the choppy waters of the final months of the Brexit deal. That's all for this month. We've also looked at a whole range of other things, including smart speakers. Are you listening, Alexa?
Yes, Ben. That is great news.
Nearly 10% of us have now got one, and nearly everybody who's got a smartphone or will ever want one has probably got one. There's all that and much more. Mental health, housing, you name it, it's all there. Have a look. Thank you.